Emilie shared how she's coming to terms with the tragedy. She called Trigg's death the most severe and emotional event I have ever experienced. Emilie said that she and Brady are both concerned about our ability to even start to heal. Emilie is saying is please just leave it alone, and it is showing the love for our family. I'm going to disagree with that statement. The reason why I disagree with that statement, I'm not disagreeing about leave it alone. I'm disagreeing that it was just for love of the family. Because if it was for love of the family, then you wouldn't be deleting people's comments about putting a pool fence up, or people's comments about putting a net on the pool.
She was standing on a thin black sheet of glass. She saw both the lights flash before her eyes. She didn't even have time to cry. She was so...
Emilie Kiser finally speaks out with regards to Trigg Kiser's death and Brady Kiser reportedly watching Trigg Kiser when he drowned in the pool. Now, wait till the end. I will link that video at the end of this video. It will give you information on what happened the day that Trigg, he's 3 years old, the day that he drowned. Emilie Kiser is an influencer. She has TikTok, she has an Instagram, she has YouTube as well. And the thing that she does, that these influencers are doing, is they're using their children to gain views. One of the items is that their pool did not have a pool fence. It did not have a pool cover on the pool. There was a cover there, but it was not on the pool. Often it wasn't on the pool as well. And people had called her out for it in her videos, and she was deleting those comments the entire time. Now it ends up as a tragedy. And again, what was Brady Kiser doing that entire time? You will have to watch the video and you will learn what he was doing. It is shocking to know what he was doing. But let's delve in. Let's listen and read together what Emilie Kiser is saying. So this is directly from E! So after the TikTok creator and her husband, Brady Kiser's 3-year-old son, Trigg Kiser, died in an accidental drowning at their family pool in May, Emilie shared how she's coming to terms with the tragedy. She called Trigg's death the most severe and emotional event I have ever experienced. Emilie said that she and Brady are both concerned about our ability to even start to heal. At the time of the incident, Brady was at home watching the toddler as well as the couple's baby boy, Theodore, who is 4 months old. Though officials have said Brady won't be charged with any crimes over the incident, I still believe he is guilty of child neglect and child abuse. And that was the recommendation, was that they charge him with child abuse and child neglect. That is the bottom line of the police report. That is what they stated. Now, the county attorney did decide not to press charges. However, police did say that it was child neglect and child abuse. So Emilie said, I was not home when this happened. I will forever second guess that decision among many others. The tragedy already haunts me. I can't even imagine what she's going through. And while this continues to express her devastation, the influencer has asked to be able to grieve in peace and privacy. Our love for our children has been shared and expressed worldwide, given my role as a social media personality with many followers across a number of social media platforms, Emilie said. Nothing we have shared as a part of my profession has depicted or been intended to depict anything but deep and adoring love within our family. That is how it should stay forever in my mind and the minds of others. So basically, there are other YouTubers that are out there. There's one I follow, the Dad Challenge podcast, and he talks about these child influencers along with Kiki channel. They talk about these parent influencers who use their children to get views, and then in turn they get money for it. So basically what Emilie is saying is please just leave it alone, and it is showing the love for our family. I'm going to disagree with that statement. The reason why I disagree with that statement, I'm not disagreeing about leave it alone. I'm disagreeing that it was just for love of the family. Because if it was for love of the family, then you wouldn't be deleting people's comments about putting a pool fence up, or people's comments about putting a net on the pool. You wouldn't be deleting those. So I do believe it was for views. But anyway, let's get going. So Emilie previously filed a lawsuit against the Maricopa County Public Offices on May 27th to keep the records containing the details about the toddler's passing private. In the docs obtained by NBC News, a lawyer for the family detailed Emilie's grief over the heartbreaking accidental drowning. I'll keep reading, but I will say one other thing. Trigg was outside unsupervised for 10 minutes. He fell into that pool and tried to swim for 2 minutes. Then 2 minutes later, he was still in the pool and he was not moving. And then the dog is the one that alerted Brady Kiser that something was wrong. That's a problem. None of the doors had alarms on them at all. They were disabled. The door locks did not work on all of the doors. And Brady knew Trigg went outside. He knew he went outside. And initially he stated he was sitting and watching Trigg. Then one of the cameras showed he wasn't sitting where he said he was sitting. He wasn't sitting facing outside. He was sitting watching the game and betting, placing a $25 bet on the game. That's what he was doing. And that's why it's so critical for people to talk about this, because that is unacceptable. And if you are an influencer and if you are doing this and people are recommending, even if you're not, and people are recommending for you to keep your children safe, to put a pool fence up, to put a pool cover on the pool, please, please do it to protect these children from drowning. The family knew that Trigg could not swim. And yet all of these things they knew, and they failed to protect the number one thing that they say that they want to keep intact, which is their loving family. The social media accounts are still up. Take them down. Take them down. Emilie is going through a parent's worst nightmare right now, the lawsuit states. She lost her young son. Emilie is trying her best to be there for her surviving son, 2-month-old Theodore, but every day is a battle. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine how she looks at Brady. The lawsuit alleges that on the date it was filed, over 100 public records requests had already been made with the Chandler, Arizona City and the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office since Trigg's death on May 18th. So you have Emilie here, and then her husband Brady, and then you have a sweet little Trigg right there. Additionally, the lawsuit added that another reason Emilie would like to keep the details private is because she herself does not want to be exposed to much of the information, noting she has no plans to review the police report, security camera footage, body camera footage, or autopsy reports for the case. That makes sense. My late husband passed away due to alcoholism in February, and I always thought I would read his police report. I always thought I wanted to see the photos from when they found him, and I still to this day have not gotten those items, and I don't know if I ever will. She probably does not want to watch it. She probably does not want to know what is going on, what truly happened, because it is going to wreck her. It is going to wreck her for the rest of her life. The records requested presumably reveal graphic, distressing, and intimate details of Trigg's death that have no bearing on government accountability. To allow disclosure in these circumstances would be to turn to Arizona public records law into a weapon of emotional harm rather than a tool of government transparency. Following the filing of the lawsuit, Maricopa County County's Office of the Medical Examiner shared a statement regarding its effort to maintain privacy for the grieving couple. When Maricopa County learned the family was pursuing a court order to prevent the release of these records, Director of Communications for Maricopa County, Jason Berry, told NBC News May 29th. The Office of the Medical Examiner worked with the family to place a seal on the record. Wow. So a little bit about Brady and Emilie. So they were married in 2019. The couple welcomed their first son, Trigg, on July of 2021. And then they were 4. So Theodore here, they became parents again in March of 2025. So Emilie often documented life at home with her 2 boys on social media. And this is where I'm getting into. She documented it, but then would delete comments when there were pictures of the pool that was left uncovered. The family celebrated a happy Easter holiday together. And then this is outside of their house. Emilie shared the sweet photo shortly after Theodore's birth. After welcoming Theodore, Emilie wrote on social media, the love I have for my boys is infinite. This is from USA Today. Emilie said that her son's death haunts her. Emilie, and as far as I know, Emilie has not been active again on social media. She has not deleted any of her accounts. So I do believe eventually she will be active again. However, for right now, this is all we have from Emilie speaking out. She is definitely grieving. We have not heard from Brady Kiser either. So definitely like, subscribe. That will drop once he makes a statement. Thank you for tuning in. Check out my other videos if you want to learn more about true crime. And this is Shannon with Only Shannon Knows, talking about the truth, bringing what really matters to the forefront. Thank you.